finances there, and then move that, yes, to the right there, and oh my goodness, I didn't see you there. You're here for the 11 o'clock meeting? Okay, yes, hi. It's good to see you. Yes, welcome. Obviously, you're here at the Municipality office, and we did, of course, receive your job application, and we are prepared to onboard you. This is a really big deal for us. We've actually never brought on an adventurer into a professions position, so it's the first of its kind. So we're just gonna see how this works out, and well, we're gonna go through the whole onboarding today, and we're gonna input your information in the system and get you through the first set of training for being a Mill professional. Of course, the training isn't gonna be what you expect, I think. We've really incorporated a lot of redstone lately, and our technology has severely increased. Severely is not the right word. Significantly increased is the better word. We were just checking our finances, but we will input your information. We're gonna go through your application right now, right? We're gonna go through what the pay looks like for different professions, and then we'll get you into, we'll input the information, which won't take too long, and then we'll get you into the actual onboarding, which will be a little bit of a treat, I think. It won't be in person, it'll actually be virtual using redstone tech that we've currently developed. It's this thing called, it's a unique system, you'll see, okay? So why don't we get to it? Let's take a look at this job application, shall we? So, first things first, your name, adventurer. Last name, none of your business is a very interesting last name. So adventurer, none of your business. We couldn't find you in any of the redstone identification systems, so we're gonna have to discuss that on a greater scale. Okay. Okay, your address is at 14 Chicken Turn Road. Your date of birth is 12/12/12/12. Very interesting, very interesting. You live in Moomil already, which is great for us. Your postal code is 72K2LRUOK7. Redstone line A123222226, and an Enderpearl line B768121228. Right, correct? Yes, okay, perfect. I'll just make sure those are marked on it. This was correct as well. Yep. You're pretty old. Sorry, I just have to say that's incredible to be that age. I'm not sure how you're still alive, actually. But I guess that's none of my business. You didn't. Okay, that was a stupid joke. All right, let's keep. Okay. Education. Your primary learning is the wilderness. Like, what do you mean? Chopping down trees and fighting mobs. Okay, so we're gonna put this here. I'm just gonna write this in, right? Resource. Perfect. And there's no village here. Okay. Academy. Undergraduates Academy. This is a good school. In Sales Rock Village. That's a premium. You went to Sales Rock. Undergraduates Academy. This is a very hard entry fee. You need to be able to defeat multiple mobs and show incredible craftsmanship. Really good, really good. Obviously, you'll need to send us proof of graduation for this, okay? So, I'm just gonna write that down, so it's known. Okay, and maybe in like 3 or 4 weeks, okay? Alright. Skill. professions here: farmer, fisherman, shepherd, fletcher, librarian, cartographer, cleric, armorer, weaponsmith, toolsmith, mason, butcher, leather worker. You won't be able to choose these right now. You'll see during the onboarding. We'll kind of explain in more detail what that looks like, okay, in your selection process. Now, the base pay, obviously, you can see there's a pretty drastic difference between the professions. Some of these are way more demanded than others, but they require much higher skill level in terms of entry to that, okay? And some of them you have to work in other positions beforehand to get to it, okay? But obviously, we're going to give you the opportunity. It'll all be explained in the onboarding right after this, okay? Alright, so for the farmer, you're looking at 64,000 emeralds. For the fisherman, you're looking at 520 emeralds. And this is, I should say this is a year, okay? Shepherd, it's 5650 emeralds. The fletcher, 7280 emeralds a year. Librarian, 18,000 emeralds a year. Cartographer, 8,000 emeralds a year. Cleric, 96,000 emeralds a year. Armorer, we're looking at 10,466 emeralds a year. Weaponsmith is 11,243 emeralds a year. Toolsmith, 1,084 emeralds a year. Mason, 7,645 emeralds a year. Butcher, 6,000 emeralds. And leatherworking, 6,800 emeralds, okay? You're probably wondering what this third column is. We're going to go over that right now. Obviously, we have competitive pays compared to the other villages, so it's definitely worth it. And we do have some other included options here with benefits, but we'll get to that. Now, bonus. What this column is the bonus that you may be entitled to every year. It really depends on what the municipal council decides. We usually decide who gets a bonus, and it's done through a non-biased process where we evaluate the work for the year, and then if a bonus is earned. For the farmer, it can be up to 800 emeralds. No, I should specify this is up to 800 emeralds. Fisherman can be 600 emeralds. Shepherd can be 700 emeralds. Fletcher can be 100 emeralds. Librarian, 120 emeralds. Cartographer, 100 emeralds. Cleric, 140 emeralds. Armor, 160 emeralds. Weaponsmith, 180 emeralds. Toolsmith, 165 emeralds. Mason, 99 emeralds. Butcher, 70 emeralds. And a leatherworker, 88 emeralds. Obviously, you can see the bonus is actually something that's not offered in many villages, and we do this to incentivize more people to work here. Now, villagers often work these positions. Like I said, you would be the first adventurer in it, and we could see an incredible increase in productivity because of that. We'd love to see what you can offer to us. Alright, let's move on to the benefits and partial benefits you will be getting with us, okay? So obviously, you get free housing within the village walls, which is great. Access to communal farms and food stores. There'll be no restrictions on that. You'll have full-blown access, iron golem protection coverage, right? So we'll personally provide you with iron golem protection, which is something that a lot of villages don't offer. Now, we understand that might not be as appealing to an adventurer, but we offer it nonetheless. Workstation maintenance and replacement. So when your workstations need replacement, that includes anvils. Okay, so if your anvil starts to break in your home or where your workstation is, we will come in and we'll personally replace that for you. Annual enchantments allowance, 1 item. We will have an XP generator from a farm, of course, and you're allowed to use that XP generator 1 time to enchant 1 item at max level. Okay, so we will say that this is at max level. Okay. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I mean, we're very glad that you like those benefits. Let's talk about your partial benefits, okay? You get discounted lodging at allied villages at 50% off. Trade route access with reduced tariffs at 25% emerald discount, which is great. Right now you're trading at, the full amount. Emergency healing at any village cleric. The first visit is always free. And this is per village, okay? Per village. This one's in red. We're going to come back to it. That's the Great City Library Pass. systems that we have underground. Okay? Now the reason the Great City Library Pass is red is because you can't have it at the full extent that the partial benefits would allow. The Library Pass allows you to take out books from each library around the villages, but increasingly more of the benefit comes from using it within the Great City. Now the problem is that adventurers aren't allowed in. There has been some talk about changing that and showing one adventurer the inside of the Great City, but we're not there yet. In the meantime, though, you do get to use your Great City Library Pass at libraries in every village, including Moo Mill, and you can take books out there. Now, it is a limited stock, of course, but you can order at those libraries from the Great City, and they can send it there, so there's still time. You just gotta wait a little longer. We apologize about that. Okay, let me input the job application information, and then we'll get you sent over to onboarding. How about that? Yeah? Okay, let's do it. There. get you sent over to onboarding now, okay? Enjoy onboarding, and we'll talk soon. Bye. So I see they just sent you over from your applications processing. Yes, this is the onboarding process now. This is the Villager Professions Onboarding Guide. It's a pretty standard guide. Every village has to do this. We usually do it for villagers, but you are one of the first adventurers to take on one of these professions, so congratulations. Welcome, new villager. This guide will walk you through the available professions in our village, the placement process, and how final selections are made over the coming months. And of course, the village of Municipal. Next slide. Welcome, villager. Congratulations on joining our village. Every villager has a role to play. Over the next few months, you will explore different professions, train at various job sites, and ultimately find the career path that suits you best. This guide covers all available professions, what each workstation requires, and how the placement and selection process works. Read carefully, your future depends on it. It's important that you pay attention here, okay? The slides are going to be really important for the future, and as it is not recorded, because redstone technology doesn't allow us to do that, we won't be able to do this again for another session. It does not look good if you have to attend another session, okay? The only instances where you have to attend another session are either that you forgot and you've chosen, or we deem it that you need to, okay? We don't want that, so let's continue. Next slide. How it works. Each profession is tied to a specific workstation block. The blocks are visible right here. You can see a whole selection. During your trial period, you'll rotate through stations to discover your strengths and preferences. At the end of the rotation, the village elders will assess your performance and assign you a permanent profession. Let us begin. I hope you don't mind before we do begin. I just gotta use a couple XP potions. Perfect. I just wanted to get my level up there. 1 second. I'm gonna enchant a diamond sword later. Anyways. Professions. Group 1. This is the farmer's workstation. Composter. Trades crops, bread, and golden carrots. A reliable path for those who love the land. Fisherman's workstation. Sparrow. Trades fish, campfires, and enchanted rods. Perfect for patient villagers. This is a really big favorite of mine. I love fishing. Shepherd's workstation is the loom, a very crafty one. Trades wool, banners, and paintings, ideal for the creative-minded. Fletcher's workstation is fletching table. Trades bows, crossbows, and arrows for those with a sharp eye. And if you're looking to get involved in the defensive business down the line, this could be a good area. Professions Group 2. Librarian's workstation, lectern, trades enchanted books, names, tags, and glass. The scholarly path for knowledge seekers. Obviously, we don't talk about the education requirements here. That's done at the academy, but we can talk more about that at a separate time. Cartographer's workstation, cartography table, trades maps, banners, and explorer maps to hidden structures. We got this simple with a book and quill here. Lastly, cleric's workstation, the brewing stand, trades ender pearls, redstone, glowstone, and balsam enchanting, the rare stuff, the mystical stuff, a mystical calling for the spiritually inclined. Next slide. Professions Group 3. The smithing professions form the backbone of village defense and industry. Each requires mastery of the forge. This is also another option to go into defense industry here. Armor workstation, blast furnace, trades iron and diamond armor, protects the village from threats. Weaponsmith workstations, the grindstone, trades swords, axes, and enchanted weapons. The warrior's supplier, pretty much. Toolsmith workstation, smithing table, trades pickaxe, shovels, and hose, keeps the village productive, okay? Professions Group 4. Their main professions round out village life. Each serves a vital role to the community economy, okay? This is very much more local. You become very known in these roles for helping the village and the individual villagers live here. So we have butcher and leather worker. That's the butcher's smoker station. Trades cooked meats and stews. And the leather worker's cauldron trades leather armor, saddles, and horse armor. The mason is the mason's stonecutter. Trades bricks, polished stones, and terracotta. Now a word of warning. We did put Nitwit on here. They don't have a workstation, and we've said they can't trade and to avoid this path. I there's been some serious issues with Nitwits turning into, well, we're not meant to talk about it, so I won't go into details. But, you know, there was, okay, I can tell you this. A group of them ended up getting exiled to the far lands, and I don't really know, something happened, and they're coming back, and they're a little more problematic. However, if it's left up to me, I could say I do feel a little bit of empathy for them. I don't know. It's a sad life to see it like that, so just avoid this path. Okay, let's go over the placement process. So in your first month, you'll do a rotation phase. You'll spend time at each workstation block learning the basics of every profession. Elders observe your aptitude and interests. On month 3, shortlisting based on your performance, you'll be assigned 2 to 3 candidate professions to focus on. Month 4, specialization trials, deep training in your shortlisted roles. You may request a preferred path at this point. Month 5 is final placement. The village elders confirm your permanent profession and assign you a workstation. So the selection timeline is month 1, all new villagers explore every workstation, no commitments yet, right, to kind of explain it better. Month 2, performance reviews begin, right, so the elders are going to take notes on your strength, but they'll also note on your weaknesses. We should include that here. Month 3, top 2 to 3 professions shortlisted per villager, right, so the elders are going to give you a list. It's usually done by a book and quill. It's confidential to you, and it'll tell you which professions you are lined up for at this time. Month 4 is focus, apprenticeship, and shortlisted roles. Month 5 is final selection ceremony. Your workstation is placed permanently in your home. And then, the Nitwit status is assigned only as a last resort, okay? So, usually this is avoided. You get a second chance. They don't tell you that, but you do get a second chance before being assigned to Nitwit. Again, though, I've never seen an adventurer in Nitwit before. That would be pretty interesting. So training and development. It remains imperative that through your placement process, you develop skills in each profession. If the villager is required or selected by the council in times of emergency, you may need to switch roles, okay? Okay. So, with that being said, if you have any comments, you can leave them. Comments or questions, you can leave them on the board outside of the office. We'll be sending out a redstone message to you through the sound waves, and then they'll let you know what your current rotation will be, okay? Alright. Well, we're looking forward to having you on board. Glad you came here. See you soon.